Hello everyone and welcome back to KORR Monsters. We are in New Orleans for our final show before KORR Monsters Finals 3. Our field of trucks this event will see Kinsley Parks in Ash Fire Extinguishers, Marc Moody in Before It Breaks Car Parts, Todd Yates in Doggone Crazy, Addison Long in Lifeline, Mike Maxwell in Loud Pedal. Making his KORR Monsters debut, Huxley Baxter in Moving Violation, Tripp Cassidy in Outlaw Thunder, Zack Preston in Rat Trap, Keith Johnson in Sinful Addiction, and Jack Schroeder in Try Me. Now to get us started off in round 1 of racing, we have Zack Preston in Rat Trap going against Marc Moody in Before It Breaks Car Parts. Light goes green, Rat Trap with the early lead. Going into our one and only turn here. It's a great turn from both trucks, but it'll be Zack Preston in Rat Trap, moving on into round number 2. Next up, we have Jack Schroeder in Try Me versus longtime veteran Huxley Baxter in Moving Violation. Both trucks even off the line, and pretty even into the turn, but it looks like Jack Schroeder in Try Me has the better turn, and indeed Jack Schroeder in Try Me will be moving on into round number 2. Next up, we have Tripp Cassidy in Outlaw Thunder versus Kinsley Parks in Ash Fire Extinguishers. Even off the line. Tripp Cassidy going wide. With a huge run out of the turn, Tripp Cassidy and Outlaw Thunder will be moving on into round number 2. Next up, we have Keith Johnson in Sinful Addiction going up against Mike Maxwell in Loud Pedal. Both trucks pretty even off the line. These trucks built very similarly. Oh, and Mike Maxwell hits the tree. That is a 3-second penalty. He crosses the line first. But Keith Johnson and Sinful Addiction will be moving on into round number 2. For our final race of the first round, we have Addison Long in Lifeline versus Todd Yates and Doggone Crazy. Both trucks even off the line. Doggone Crazy way ahead by the time they got to the turn. And Todd Yates with the easy win into round number 2. Now time for round number 2. To start us off, we're going to be having Zack Preston in Rat Trap going against Jack Schroeder in Try Me. Both trucks pretty even off the line. Rat Trap pulling wheels. It's all going to come down to the turn. Both trucks go a little wide. Looks like it'll be Zack Preston moving on. And Jack Schroeder almost flipping the truck, trying to get that win. Next up, we have Tripp Cassidy in Outlaw Thunder going up against Keith Johnson in Sinful Addiction. Both trucks even off the line. Even into the turns, both trucks going wide. Tripp Cassidy in Outlaw Thunder recovers better though, and he will be moving on into round number 3. And for our final race of the second round, we have Todd Yates and Doggone Crazy going against fast loser Kinsley Parks and Ash Fire Extinguishers. Both trucks pretty even going into the turn. Looks like Todd Yates over-rotated at the line. Kinsley Parks hits the pole, but that is not a penalty, so she will be moving on into round number 3. Now time for our semi-final matchups. We're going to have Rat Trap driven by Zack Preston going against Kinsley Parks and Ash Fire Extinguishers in the first race. Both trucks looking good into the turn. Coming to the line, it's going to be close. It's going to be Zack Preston and Rat Trap going to the finals. And he will be going against the winner of this race, Tripp Cassidy and Outlaw Thunder. Fast loser Todd Yates and Doggone Crazy. Light goes green. Both trucks even into the turn. I think advantage goes to Todd Yates. Come to the line. Todd Yates and Doggone Crazy with the upset win. That'll get him into his first ever racing finals, and his reward for that is Zack Preston and Rat Trap. Light goes green. Both trucks even off the line, and even into the turn. This is going to be a close one. Coming to the finish. Looks like it's going to be Todd Yates and Doggone Crazy by a nose, getting his first ever racing win in KORR Monsters. Next up, going into freestyle, our order is going to be Addison Long and Lifeline, followed by Huxley, Baxter, and Moving Violation. Keith Johnson in Sinful Addiction, Marc Moody in Before It Breaks Car Parts, Zack Preston in Rat Trap, Tripp Cassidy in Outlaw Thunder, Kinsley Parks in Ash Fire Extinguishers, racing winner Todd Yates in Doggone Crazy, Jack Schroeder in Try Me, and finally, Mike Maxwell in Loud Pedal. Starting us off here in freestyle, we have Addison Long in Lifeline. She's a driver we don't get to see that often, and she's driving one of the few Dodges we get to see as well. Starting off with a couple of good hits, backside of the blue lane followed up by hit in the red lane. Now hits the other car stack on the red lane. Addison's mostly used to smaller venues, so she's always kind of struggled a bit getting momentum on these bigger floors. Looks like she's going to avoid that van stack for now. Looks like she's going for that van parked on the blue lane over there. Hit it pretty well. It'll be interesting to see how many other drivers attack it that way. Now she's going for the middle ramp. Pretty good air off of it, but surely we'll see bigger later in the event. Slowing down here, looks like she's going for a sky wheelie, and she gets a pretty good sky wheelie off the backside of the red lane there. One of the few highlights to this run. Only a couple seconds left. Indeed, time is going to expire here. It'll be interesting to see what the judges give her and see where the bar is at for the rest of the show. Looks like she's getting an 18 to start us off here. So not a low bar for everyone else to follow. And now we have the KORR Monsters freestyle debut of Huxley, Baxter, and Moving Violation. Starts off with a pretty good sky wheelie off the backside of the red lane. This is the oldest truck in the field, having been built in 1985. Weird hit off blue lane there. Huxley's been driving this truck a long time, also used to own the Flying High name before selling that to Henry Gibbons. As he gets a great hit off that van into a great bumper dragon slap wheelie. Already leagues better than what we were seeing out of Addison. And another good little guy wheelie off the backside of the other red lane. Looks like he's going for some donuts here. Short wheelbase truck, so this should do pretty good donuts, and indeed it is. Not quite cyclones, but you're not going to see donuts much better than that. It's been a great run so far for our first time seeing him. Looks like he's lining up for the middle ramp with some great air off of it. Almost gets into trouble there. 5 seconds left. First truck going after the bus stack. Attacks it, conquers it. He's still going. Looks like he's going for more donuts even though time is up. Judges' scores should be coming in soon. This should be a pretty big score from the judges. And indeed a 27, not a lot of room left at the top. Great debut for Huxley, Baxter, and Moving Violation. As next up we have Keith Johnson in Sinful Addiction. Attacks the van stack with a great sky wheelie. And then goes right after the backside of the blue lane with another great sky wheelie. Searching around. Looks like he's going for the red lane next. With some good air off of that. That ramp unchanged from racing, so it's not going to produce a lot of big air. With another good hit off the other stack in the red lane. Looks like he's searching around a little bit now. Started off with good momentum, slowing down here in the middle. He's going for the backside of that van, clears it with some great air. Coming back on this side of the floor, looks like he's going for the backside of the red lane here. Good jump off of it. And now he's going at the bus the other direction from Huxley. Just kind of rolls over it. Ordinarily, this would not be a bad run, but after what we saw from moving violation, this feels like a pretty good step down. 10 seconds left in the run. I don't think this will take the lead, but I am not a judge. Time is up. Keith is still going. Going for the backside of that van again. Stands it vertical. Truck shuts off. It's a 24 for Keith Johnson in Sinful Addiction. Next up we have Marc Moody in Before It Breaks Car Parts. Looks like he's also going straight for that backside of the blue lane with a vertical sky wheelie off of it. That obstacle is giving some great air and some great sky wheelies off of it. Now he goes backside of the first red lane with some more good air off of that. And now goes to the other red lane stack with another great sky wheelie. Kind of searching around a little bit. Hits that ramp sideways. Don't see that too often. Brings it around, gets in trouble there. Keeps it on all four wheels, goes after the van stack. With a great hit off of that. Hits the backside of the middle ramp with some good air. And now he is going for some donuts. With some great momentum in them. Doesn't hold them quite as long as moving violation did, though. And now he goes after the bus and takes an awkward hit off of it. Oh, and he has a flat tire now. I don't know if that caused the awkward hit, but it definitely played a part in it. And another driver going after that van. They're really liking that obstacle today. Time expires right as he gets into more donuts. These are cyclones. They're not even donuts. Around and around he goes. When he stops, no one knows. And he's going to get a 26 from the judges. Good enough for second place. Not quite enough for the lead, though. As we have Zack Preston and Rat Trap coming out next. Vertical on the van, and he is over immediately. That is a 3 from the judges for a 5-second run. As next up we have Tripp, Cassidy, and Outlaw Thunder. Again going after the blue stack with a great sky wheelie. As I have said probably 4 times now. Attacks the red lane, goes over that hump in the middle. Good momentum so far. Although he's slowing down here. He's going for the elevated van stack. Vertical sky wheelie. Kind of just falls on it. And then combos it up with the ramp over there. Airs it out over the middle ramp. Little awkward at the hump in the middle. This is a good run so far from Tripp. Some great air off that race lane. Biggest of the night off of it. And now he's going for the bus stack. Just clips it. Great slap wheelie. Almost gets into trouble. Running out of room at the end of the track. Goes for the van stack again with some huge air off of it. Into another great slap wheelie. Again, gets into trouble, keeps it on all 4. Backside of that van, huge air! This is a great run from Tripp as time expires. He goes into donuts as well. These should count for the score. I don't know what it's going to be, but it should be around that 27 number that we got from moving violation, in my opinion. More huge air off the backside of that blue lane. And he's still going. Time's been up for 20-30 seconds. Parks it up on the middle ramp. It is a 25 from the judges, a lot lower than I thought it would be. As next up, we have Kinsley Parks and Ash Fire Extinguishers. Goes to the backside of the red lane with a great sky wheelie off of it. I appreciate her not going to the blue lane again. Now she goes to the backside of the red lane with some great air into a great little slap wheelie with the room she had there. Searching around a little bit, goes over the hump. She's going to hit the backside of the middle ramp with some pretty good air off of it. Looks like she's going for the backside of that van stack. Kind of rolls over it with a wheelie going. Now goes to the other van stack. There's a lot of van stacks on this floor. Combos it up into the blue lane. Pretty good air off of both obstacles. Dips the tire onto the concrete there. Almost got into trouble. Hits the blue lane sideways. Almost goes over on this end. And now she goes for the elevated fan stack with some great air off of it. "5 seconds left. Looks like she's gonna end it with a hit on the bus stack. Would have liked to see a little more air off of it. Waiting on the judges' score, and no, she's going over the bus backwards. This is not in time, so it will not count. It's going to be a 23 from the judges. Have to think that score would be a lot higher if that hit count. Next up, we have Todd, Yates, and Doggone Crazy. Attacks the red lane. Not a lot of kick off of it anymore with how beat down it is. Now he goes over the blue lane. A little awkward. Backsides that van stack. First truck to do that. Over the hump in the middle. Airs it out off the backside of the ramp in the middle. Next up, he's going for the bus stack. With a good hit off of it. Kind of searching around a little bit. Huge sky wheelie off the backside of the blue lane. Some of the biggest air of the night. Backside of the van stack. Stands it vertical on it. Some big wow moments in this run. Great air off that van stack into a great slap wheelie. Gets it on the sidewalls. Puts it back on all four with 15 seconds left. This is a great run from Todd. He has one freestyle win so far in his career. Can he get another? Stands it on the bumper on the elevated van stack, and over it goes as time expires. It is a 30 from the judges. A perfect score. No one will beat him, but someone can tie him, including his teammate Jack Schroeder and Try Me. Starts off with a great hit on the van. Combos it up into the backside of the blue lane. Gets in trouble. Keeps it on all four wheels. Great start for Jack and Try Me. With some pretty good air into a one-wheel wheelie. Gets in trouble. Keeps it on all four again. 22 seconds in, two amazing saves from Jack Schroeder and Try Me. And then some massive air off the backside of the blue lane into another slap wheelie. I think the judges might have given out that first 30 too early. And now he goes after the backside of that van with some more great air off of it. Gets in trouble on the landing again, but keeps it on all four yet again. What's he gonna hit next? Comes over after the bus stack, walks it over the top of it. This might be the best freestyle run we have ever seen. Goes into some cyclones, 25 seconds left, with some huge air off the middle obstacle. Dips it onto the concrete, gets on two wheels again. Now he's going to get some huge air off those vans. The biggest air of the night. As the clock ticks down to 0. Time is up, scores are in, he's still going. And he launches it. Clears the gap, gets in trouble. Up and over. Touches the seats. It's a perfect 30 from Jack Schroeder and Try Me. That team has taken home the freestyle trophy. That is without question. Last up, we have Maxwell and Loud Pedal starting us off with some huge air off the backside of the blue lane. This has not been a good season for him. He started off with a racing win. Hasn't done anything of note since. Hasn't won a race since either. But this is how you get another win. Great start of the run so far. Match and Try Me's air. Oh, gets in trouble off the bus. Oh, that's going to end the run 30 seconds in. It's a 15 for Maxwell and Loud Pedal. As we get to our freestyle results here, you can see Doggone, Crazy, and Try Me tie for the freestyle win. Huxley, Baxter, and Moving Violation with a great debut show gets a 27 for third place. Marc, Moody, and Before It Breaks Car Parts with a 26. Tripp, Cassidy, and Outlaw Thunder with a 25. Keith Johnson and Sinful Addiction with a 24. Kinsley, Parks, and Ashfire Extinguishers with a 23. Addison Long and Lifeline with an 18. Maxwell and Loud Pedal with a 15. And Zack Preston and Rat Trap with a 3. After one of the best events we've ever had, we hope we'll see you next week for KORR Monsters Finals 3 Racing from Las Vegas. We'll see you then.